Hi everybody, I'll talk to you about the QuickBooks Online homepage. So you may have noticed a couple of changes to the QuickBooks Online homepage. I actually removed everything that was in there, so I'm like in super bare bones. I cannot remove this thing that says Welcome Hector, that I cannot get rid of. But right now I'm down to this thing that says Add Widgets, Smart Suggestions. I X'd out everything that was here. There's a Customize Dashboard button where you can click on Add Remove Widgets. That opens up this drawer where I can pick and choose what I want to bring. I could also click on, once I click save, I can click on the button that says add widgets. So just click on that plus button and that drawer opens up again. Okay, so either one open up that drawer. Now I get to choose exactly what I want to see by clicking on the add widgets or the customize button. And I add and remove the widgets I want to see. Now the top three are what they call the operational ones. So I'm going to turn all three on and click on save so we can see those. And then the first thing we see is our Ask Intuit or Intuit Intelligence button. And the only thing I can do right here is delete it. So just keep it or delete it. Then I have the business feed, which is basically what QuickBooks calls the agents. So anything that QuickBooks is kind of calculating on the back end and trying to solve for you in your behalf, they're all going to show up in here. And then we have the create actions carousel there. Now you're supposed to be able to move this around, but these top three don't really allow you to move too much, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, here, ask anything. That's what you ask Intuit, whatever you want to ask. So stuff like, what was my profitability last month? Then it opens up the Intuit Intelligence chat, and it's going to give you that information. I have an entirely different video where I kind of talk about this tool. It's actually really, really neat, really powerful. But this is just basically a quick access point here on the homepage. Now, even if you're not in the homepage, let's say, for example, you're in the reports page, there's all sorts of ways to getting into Intuit Intelligence. For example, here's a little icon, and maybe they'll move these around. But in a nutshell, I think you're going to be able to access Intuit Intelligence pretty much with ease anywhere. But it's an option to put it here on the homepage because they figure that a lot of people will log into QuickBooks and they'll feel like they're in ChatGPT or Claude, and they'll start asking AI questions, and maybe that's a good workflow. Now, this business feed here is going to be all, as I mentioned, all your agents. Now, you can see all these in detail by clicking on feed. Now, feed is going to give you a more in-depth walk through all of the agents that are making calculations in your behalf. Again, whether they're looking for transactions to review or looking for potential anything with business taxes, or overdue invoices, or opportunities to receive payments quicker via payments, if it connects to Gmail, potential errors or changes, anomalies in your financial statements. All that stuff can be found on feed, but on the home screen, you can cycle through them here in the top, right? So it's basically a quick access to them. If I click on view all, that's basically going back into business feed. So that's what that is. And then here, this create actions button is actually pretty interesting. If I click on show all, I get to pick which are my favorites that I want to see in the homepage. So I'm just going to click on the star for all of them. And let's say that invoices, estimates, recording payments, and sales receipts are my favorite. And also, let's go create bill, create check, and record expense. So I click on save. So now those buttons are now in my homepage. Okay. Now, to be fair, if you click on the create button, they're here too, but they're accessible as a quick button in here if that's useful for you. So that's important to point out. I don't use them very much, but they're there. Now I can remove these. Let's get rid of all three of them. And I'm going to turn on the smart suggestions. I guess these are the most common ones that people use. P&L, expenses, and sales. We click on save, and basically we'll turn on these three boxes. Now I can change the order of these. I can move profit and loss to the top, and I can expand this and make it, all the entire width. And then I can put here sales on the left. I can put expenses on the right. In the middle, and this add widgets. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of this one. I wish I could get rid of that one, but I can't. So I get to choose the location and the size. I click on save, and this is going to re-render the report and update the graph. Okay, and then up here you get to see what your profitability is, total income, total expenses, what school is. All these things are clickable. So if I click on that, that sends me to a report that has more detailed information about that. So Making everything clickable, I think, is really useful. So let's go back into the homepage. And we have top 3 expense categories here, top 3 product categories, very useful stuff. You can switch the months. You can see if there's any comparisons or things are up or down. Really useful widgets. Here's my sales widget. Month over month, I can kind of see my sales. Here's my expenses, all broken down by particular expense category with net change from the previous period. So really useful stuff. If I click on view all spending, that will take me into a report, right? So transaction detail by account, very, very typical report, so we can see all the details. Let's go back into the homepage and let's explore what else is in here. So I'm gonna click on customize my dashboard, add widgets, and I have my bank account, I have accounts payable, accounts receivable, and let's see invoices. And I click on save. Now we'll get to see these. These will show up in the bottom. Okay, so they're all gonna get rendered here. Let me click on save. And then here's my accounts payable. It's basically accounts payable aging. Okay, these I don't think I can click on these. Okay, I can click on schedule payments, which will take me to bill pay, but that's as much as I can do. Now these I can click on. So for example, overdue invoices, that will take me to the invoice screen where I can see all the details. Go back into the home page, scroll down. Here we got all the bank accounts. They're listed here. Each bank account is listed with a dollar value. What's interesting about this, I could choose which accounts I want to see, right? So if I want to change the order of them or edit one of them, I can go straight into the register, but I get to choose in what order I want to see those accounts. Remember, those are updating balances. So if that's the case, that's where you can use this little hide button. You can hide that, and then, they call it Starbucks mode. So you're in Starbucks and noisy people are looking at your screen, then you're on the home page, but nothing is showing. Again, I don't know how useful that is, but I'm sure some people will find that very useful. So that's the list of accounts here. Then I have my accounts receivable. Again, it's basically AR aging. And that's it for those. So let me customize these, and I'll just get rid of everything and put the other stuff that we haven't seen before. So I'll get rid of all the other ones just to kind of show you what else is there, and we can kind of do inventory of all the different options that are there, so you can kind of understand what they are and what they're used for. And not all of them are going to have data on them, because some company files use certain features like sales tax or whatever. So if you're not using that feature, you're not going to see anything. So for example, this one is for sales tax. This first one, that's for sales tax liability. Sales tax is turned off. So until I turn it on and I have transactions with sales tax, it doesn't matter. I can just hide it. Same thing as getting rid of it. Referral, so if I turn on, getting surveys from customers and finding potential leads, that will show up in here. I can hide that. Mileage, so I don't have mileage tracking on this file, but if I had some, you would see all the miles that are being added in here. So I can get rid of that here by clicking on hide this widget. Now this cash flow is pretty interesting. That's when I have all my banks connected. You will kind of see what the projected cash flow for the future is, on top of checking all the cash flow for your bank accounts. So that's only really useful if all the banks are connected. Now bills funnel, so if you have bill payment with approvals, you can see where your bills are in the funnel. So bills are uploaded, they're created, they get reviewed for approval, they are approved, then they're paid, and then they show up all the way down the list. Economic nexus, that's for sales tax. So this will check potential additional states that you may have to register in because you're doing a lot of sales in that state connected to sales tax. So we can turn that off for now. Then we have the sales funnel on invoices. So same thing, you create an invoice, then you get they show all the invoices are unpaid, then the invoices are paid, and then the last step, which is deposit them in the bank. Another on sales tax related one, we can hide that. And then work requests, again, that's for related to when customers request more work doing in the survey. We can get rid of this sales tax one as well, because we don't have any sales tax information. Then we have taxable profit. So this is basically your profit and loss, but using what they call the self-employed income tax calculator, which basically sort of simulates your potential tax liability in that business. It says SE for self-employed, but even if your business is a different entity, it'll still attempt to calculate. And I might have to do a completely different video on this because it's just a lot of moving parts here. But essentially is your taxable income and your deductions, and then figuring out what's your potential income amount that's taxable. And again, you have to go in there and map all the accounts. Okay, there's a particular tax mapping of all the accounts where you match them one-to-one to where they would go on your tax return, depending on the type of tax that you file. So again, that would be an entirely different video where I can show you how the screen works. But the bottom line is, on the home screen, all the results from that screen are going to surface here into this little widget, which again, you can push up and bring all the way up if you want. Anyway, I hope that was useful. Now you understand how this new widget-based dashboard QuickBooks Online homepage works, and I'll see you in the next one.